I'm sure you guys have heard that streaming mogul XQC has signed a contract with Kick, as every creator under the sun has talked about it. And who am I not to ride this wave? I feel like I would be doing you guys a disservice by not talking about one of the biggest things in streaming right now. And believe it or not, that's really what it is. If you guys don't know, XQC is an ex-competitive player turned streamer. He's known for gaming, but really he has surpassed that to a point where these days almost everything the man touches seems to turn into content gold. And Kick is a streaming platform owned by the gambling company's Stake that seemingly decided to adhere to the old school quote, if you can't beat them, join them. As they were a company advertising on Twitch for years until Twitch started to crack down on gambling, and Stake then responded by simply making their own platform, which is kind of a big baller move. Imagine selling a product on Amazon. Amazon takes you out of the shelves and you just make your own Amazon. The balls needed for that move are incredible. Alright, enough about balls. Back to this deal between XQC and Kick. Believe it or not, a platform like Kick signing a large streamer or creator is always a headline in our space. But the most interesting aspect is not that Kick signed a large streamer. I mean, Mixer signed Ninja back in the day with a crazy deal. It's also not that they signed XQC, even though he's really not a gambling streamer. He's done some gambling in the past, but it's certainly not what he's known for. No, what's most interesting is the specifics of the deal. See, XQC has entered a 2-year deal with Kick worth $70 million, but there are also added incentives that could bump said deal up to $100 million. This is likely tied to hours streamed on the platform, and that's a big thing also, because outside of a certain amount of hours that he is expected to go live on Kick, it appears that he is still allowed to go on other streaming platforms on the side, meaning this is only really a partially exclusive contract, and that makes the exorbitant amount even more impressive. And look, XQC is a phenomenal streamer, but is he really worth more than Ninja in his prime was to Mixer, a platform owned by Microsoft which also owns Xbox? A Fortnite gaming streamer at the top of his career? In my opinion, no. But the landscape is different now. Kick is competing with Twitch harder than Mixer ever did. It also seemingly has a lot more community backing, and is here at a time where faith in Twitch is at an all-time low due to Twitch's blunders over the last few years. And then there's the elephant in the room. Had they given him less than the $50 million that Mixer gave Ninja, then the reach of this story would have been far less. But now creators and news networks alike are compelled to talk about this, because at face value, XQC's reported $70 million contract is $20 million over Ninja's. But if he pulls his weight and manages to get all of the incentive rewards that Kick has set, then he'll bag $100 million, which is $3 million more than even LeBron James's latest 2-year contracts extension reportedly was. And sports is an interesting thing, because this happens in sports all the time. Clubs will go over the biggest ever set contract just because they know it will net them a lot of advertising. All of the newspapers, all of the news networks, all of the creators will start talking about them just because the deal was so unfathomable. I think that's a word, I'm pretty sure. But all of this means that this isn't just one of the biggest signings in streaming or gaming or gambling. This is one of the biggest celebrity contracts in the world. And if all goes well, XQC made a great deal and is on an amazing path forward. But if it doesn't, he's still got the bag and he can still move to Twitch or YouTube later on, at least streaming wise, considering he already makes content on YouTube. And so really all he might lose is momentum. So with all that said, congratulations to XQC. I can't even imagine what this will do for your life and your career moving forward. I mean, I'm sure you don't need the money, but this is free advertisement and, $70 to $100 million in the bank. I mean, I'll take it. And you guys let me know in the comments down below if you think that Kick has made a good move doing this deal, or if they're really just throwing money down the drain promoting a doomed platform. I'd love to hear your opinions.